My name is Deb. I was in touch with Jared, Christian Homestead, and he had mentioned that he wanted to start promoting people with YouTube channels, other LDS channels, and mine happens to be a music channel. I go by Delesse Music, Delesse Music. I chose that because I have a very common first and last name, and there are many others with the same name. So it sets me apart a little bit, and I live in northeastern British Columbia, Canada, and I have been here for many years. Met my husband here and raised our 4 children here, and we love it in this area. It's along the what was known as the Alaska Highway, and there is the Peace River. It's a big river system, and it's got a beautiful valley in the area. So it's a beautiful geographical place to be. We have long winters, but you'll learn to live with that. I don't have other things like certain bugs and other critters that we contend with, so I can live with the long winters. I've been singing since I was 5 years old. I just always had a love of music, I guess, and I can remember singing with my little kitty records that my mom had for me as a child. There was one I used to sing along with at Christmas time, and it was "I'm Getting Nuttin' for Christmas," and that was I can remember listening to that over and over again. And so I had this love of music, and I moved to Alberta with my mom. My mom and dad divorced when I was 5, and so I lived there, and my grandparents were musical. My mom played the piano by ear, and I guess I should put in a little qualifier here. I was adopted, so this is my adoptive mom and my adoptive grandparents. But they were musical, and they influenced me. They used to have jam sessions at my grandparents' house, where my uncle is a fantastic guitar player, and my grandfather played the fiddle, and my mom played the piano by ear. My grandma played the piano a bit as well, plus the Hawaiian guitar, and they'd have these jam sessions where it was just so full of music, and I was sent to go to bed, but I would sometimes get up and sneak to the doorway of the bedroom and just listen. And every now and again I would get they would see me, and they'd say, "Well, come on out," and I get to be there and listen. And of course I wanted to participate with the music, but I didn't play anything, so my uncle taught me how to play the spoons. So I would play the spoons, and so music was an integral part of my life growing up. And as I got older, well, even at 8 years old, my mom and the fellow she was with would have company come over, and they'd have me sing to the company, and the visitors were always, very kind, and they seemed to enjoy having, a child sing to them. So it just kept up with me. And then when I was about 10 or 11 years old, I had my own record player, and I started, I think, listening to my mom's records. She had Dean Martin and others, Bing Crosby and whatnot, that I, would listen a little bit to, but it wasn't really, I wanted my own music to listen to. So I started to get records, and I listened to the Partridge Family, and then the Osmonds, and I became an Osmond fan. I loved the music, and I was most particularly interested in Donnie's music, but I listened to all of it. And I learned that they were members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. They, at the time, the terminology was Mormon, and I did not know what that meant, so I had to look it up in an encyclopedia at school. Fortunately, it was a favorable article, and I just sort of kept that in the back of my mind, that I found that interesting. And there was no church in the small rural town that we were in Alberta. And so later on, when I was 15, I moved to northeastern British Columbia to be with my dad and to finish out high school. And I had a few experiences that made me evaluate my life choices and my life plan. And one Saturday morning, I called up the church. I looked the number up in the yellow pages and called up the church, and there was missionaries there filling the font for a baptism. And I said to them, I was just wondering how one joins your church. And so they said that I could come the next day, Sunday, and they told me where to find the church and everything. And I did go the next day. I walked. It was quite a walk because it was way on the other side of town from where I lived. And but that was the only time I had to walk, because I had a ride home that day, and people offered to pick me up and bring me to church after that. And I started taking the discussions that day, and just over 3 weeks later, I was baptized. I had just turned 16 a couple weeks before, so I was baptized as a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and it's been a light and a blessing in my life ever since. And I met my husband in 1976. In December of 1977, he was baptized, and we got engaged in 1978 in February 14th, and we got married in October of 1978. I was still 17. I'd graduated high school in June, but I was still 17, almost 18, and we got married. And then because he hadn't been a member of the church a year, we had to get married civilly, but we went to the temple as soon as we could afterwards. And we started our family a little over a year later, and our first child, a daughter, was born, and had sons thereafter. And anyways, I still was interested in music in all this time, and I'd sing at church and whatnot, but I didn't play an instrument. I had no experience with that, and it was always difficult, getting someone to play for you. And we always lived out of town, so it was kind of interesting to arrange that. And so anyway, I was in a couple of bands. One before I was married, a country rock band, and then after I was married, some members of the branch had a band, and I got in there as a singer, and it was fun, but it was hard to do with a young family and doing Saturday night dances or weddings or whatever it was. So that only went on for a short time. But I had songs in my head that I wanted to write, and I'd sing them a cappella, make my own tunes up and things like that. But I had no real way of expressing that musical stuff within me. And then fast forward to 2010, and I found that there was such a thing as online karaoke. It was a revelation to me, and it was great because I could get on the computer and I could sing to the songs that I liked, and it was a good practice, and there was a bit of a community that was developing around that with other people that were doing the same thing, and it was a lot of fun. But that particular site lacked a lot of, it was just very basic, and another site came on the scene that had a lot more options as to what you could do with recording and the sound and everything. And so some of the people that I had known on the other site went over to this new one, and I went over there too, and it's still going, and I actually still participate in it from time to time, just because it's good practice and because I know so many people that I've met over the years. So it's just a fun thing to do. So, and in between all of this and through all of this, I developed my skills a little bit more, and I had a lot of encouraging friends, and I had the opportunity that came up about going to Nashville to record with someone that another person in the group had known. And so we did a little bit of, investigation and back and forth communication, and I ended up going down in 2014 to Nashville. I went with my aunt, and we went and met this person and his family, and he recorded me. We did 6 songs, but they were not my songs. They were not even his songs, actually. And but we recorded them, and I didn't realize until after this that the rights did not come with the recording package. So I didn't really know. I didn't know a lot of things, and I didn't quite know how to do that, how to go about that. And so that album never really happened, even though there was some promotion with an independent artist company. I was on a radio show a couple of times and stuff, but it was more like, I guess, a single that was being promoted. And I ended up, they started, that particular company started having an independent artist show, kind of like the Grammys, except a smaller scale and for independent artists. And incidentally, it's still going, and it's gotten bigger and bigger every year, and one day it might rival the Grammys, I don't know. But I submitted a song in 2016, one of the ones that I had recorded in Nashville. It didn't win, but I was accepted as a submitter, and that was a big deal because there's a lot of people that submit for it. And then in 2016, I got in touch with my uncle, who is a musical genius, I think, and in a lot of ways, and he plays fantastic guitar and other instruments. And so he took on to record me, and I had some of these songs that I had written, the lyrics to it, and he put music to the lyrics, and then there was a couple that we worked together on the lyrics for it. And the album was called Tell Me a Story, and it was released in 2016. It's available on Spotify, and it was mixed genre. But there was one song on it that we did in a jazz style, and it's called Sunshine on a Cloudy Day. And I submitted that to the Josie Awards, and went down to Nashville in 2017. My sister came with me. It was a great time to spend together, and I won in the jazz category, and that was just beyond belief and wonderful and a great experience for me. And at that time I was thinking, I wanted to do the kind of the Nashville route and put my music out that way and become known, I guess you'd say. But when COVID came along, I spent some time away from work at home, and introspection and prayer and things like that, and I just felt like that was not my path. And I decided that I wanted to take my music to be my music. I wanted to have music that would lift people and touch their hearts, and just be uplifting and pointing toward the Savior. And I had thought of doing some stuff with fantasy music before that, but that didn't quite feel right, even though I have a couple of songs like that. So I just I felt to do this, and so I have a couple of songs that are going to be part of this video that I've written, and it's just, these ones are just me on the piano with them. And I guess that's another story too, because I didn't play piano. I didn't play any instrument at all. But I mentioned that I was adopted. I met my birth mom in 1983, met my birth dad in 2005. I went from being an only child to having 6 half siblings, 3 from my mom and 3 from my dad, and that's been an experience. And anyway, in 2019, my mom passed away, sadly. But she had a piano that was her dad's and my grandfather's, and I didn't really get to know him in this life. He just didn't really feel like he wanted to go there, and that's fine. And But anyway, I got this piano, and it was Mom. She wanted me to have it, and I brought it home, and I started taking lessons online. And I was taking these lessons and progressing slowly. And then one day I was in the middle of a lesson, and I always felt close to my grandfather when I played on the piano, because it was his, I guess, and who knows how things work from the other side, but I just felt a closeness to him, to my mom too, but more so to him. And this one day in the middle of a lesson that I was doing, it was like something in my brain clicked, and I could play. As long as I knew what the chords were for the song, I could play, and I could play two-handed. And it was a miracle, an absolute miracle. And I don't know if somehow my grandfather, he played completely by ear from the time he was a child. And I don't know if somehow something happened there. I don't know how that works, but I just know it was a miracle and a blessing in my life to be able to play songs and sing them, songs that I loved, songs that I grew up with. I could play them, and then I started to be able to write songs more fully that were mine. And so 2 songs will be on this video that I have written, and going forward, I have plans to do an album this fall. I'm going to start working on it, so pretty quick here. And it's going to have these 2 songs on them, but they'll be, not just piano. They'll be produced. And the title of this upcoming album that I'm doing, I've already got the title. It's a song from a song. The title track song will be called, or is called, "Tell Me a Story." Or no, excuse me, that's the wrong one. The title track song will be called "Pieces of Myself." And it's a song about all the family that I've gotten to come to know, become acquainted with, be introduced to from my birth family. And it just felt like pieces of myself. And so that's going to be the title track, and then other songs that I have written in the past couple of years, and probably some brand new ones that I haven't even written yet. But I'm excited to do it. I feel like it's right. I feel like it's the right time for me to do it. And it's good to be singing. It's good to have the ability to play. Not perfect, but it's way better than anything I could have dreamed for before. And I look forward to that, and I'm hoping that people will come to my channel. And pardon me, it's been a lot of smoke in the air due to forest fires the past couple of days, so kind of got a bit of a frog in my throat. Anyway, I hope people will come to my channel and subscribe, comment. I hope you find something there that touches you, something that resonates with you, and there will be more to come. I just actually added Sunshine on a Cloudy Day from the Tell Me a Story album as a lyric video. I never ever put any of them up on my YouTube channel for some reason, so I'm starting to do that with my favorites from that. And hopefully there's something there for you too. And so following this will be the musical portion, and then probably I'll wrap up at the end with any other thoughts that I have. So see you on the other side. Thanks. Bye.
There's a storm on the horizon, and the winds blow long and strong. Won't you be my safe harbor and take me home where I belong? Safe harbor, be my safe harbor. You're my safe as the wind tears up the willows and the waves crash to the shore. I need a safe harbor where I feel safe and warm. Safe harbor, be my safe harbor. You're my safe harbor. Take me home where I belong. As the winds begin to taper and the sea becomes so calm, I love my safe harbor where I weather out the storm. Safe harbor, be my safe harbor. You're my safe harbor. Take me home where I belong. Take me home where I belong. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Hi, I just wanted to share a song with you. It's a song I wrote. My son Aaron assisted me on the lyric, and I appreciate him and his talents and abilities. And I just wanted to share it with you. It's a song called Light the Dark. It's a song of hope. It's a song of peace. It's a song of comfort. At least it brings those things to me, and I hope it does in some small way to you, and I just wanted to share it. This is raw. This is not professional. This is subject to errors with me on the piano, but nevertheless, it is heartfelt. Here we go with Light the Dark.
Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you feel my pain? He can feel yours. He's been there before and felt all your pains. I'm in darkness, a world of sadness. I feel everything. He can see you. He can hear you. He will light your way. There is help here. Please know He cares. One small spark can light the dark. Just a glow gives a glimmer of hope, a thread of light to show the way home again. He's near you. He can hear you. He has felt your pain. He is healing. He knows your feelings and suffered everything. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.